Sorry, was I introducing? Hello, welcome to the 66 playtest. Tonight we're playtesting 66 Lovecraft. I'm Patrick King, I'm the writer of 66 Lovecraft. And with me tonight are Chris Tugenza, the head of the 66 project, the original writer of 66 Lovecraft, and slightly miffed at me for that introduction. Jay Foster and Mark Foster, who are the writers of 66 Hellenic, which is our ancient Greek adventure series. And sorry, I didn't get your surname. Renner.
Renner Guston.
Guston, there we are. Sorry, there we are. So that's who we've got with us tonight. Now, tonight's story is actually going to be following directly on from the last playtest we did. For anyone who didn't watch that, a quick filling in. Aurora Valentine and oh, for pity's sake, I'm terrible with names. Chris, what's your character's name?
Wilson.
That's it. Yes, Aurora and Wilson went to investigate a professor. Well, they were invited to have a look at something at the university. When they got there, they were told that they weren't allowed to enter. They used some journalistic tricks and were invited in to see what was described to them as a machine. They later discovered that the machine was actually a brain cylinder, which was powering a machine, which was used to talk to them and things like this. It all went a bit pear-shaped, and the actual inventors of the technology showed up, who turned out to be aliens, alien creatures from beyond the edge of understanding. And they decided they were going to beat it with whatever they could find. It worked quite well for a short time until the thing got back to its feet and was going to come after them. So they legged it and drove away in the car. And we're actually going to start this week in media res with Aurora and Wilson in the car. Now, luckily enough, it just so happens that Mark's character was actually the getaway driver. Mark, what's the name of your character?
Jack McClintock.
Jack McClintock. So we'll get to you, Rana, in a minute. But yeah, we'll start with that. So you are driving down the street in your car. It's the dead of night, and you're not sure if anything's after you or not.
Faster, faster, drive faster!
What happened? What was there? What did you see?
I've no idea, but drive faster!
All right, I'm driving so as fast as it's safe. It's fine. Well, okay.
Never mind
safe.
Safe.
Gangsters?
Don't worry, crashing
Was it Kurtz? Was it the mob?
It was... What was it? What was it, Astoria?
You're muted, Jay.
James muted.
I do not know what that was. I mean, just some kind of hideous flying creature. I mean, it looked like a giant cross between a bat and some kind of mutated fungus. I have no idea what that was, and frankly, the faster we are away from that university, the better we could be. I pray for the machine, pray for the soul of that poor machine.
I'm going to need some perception rolls from you.
Well, from all of us?
All of you, yeah.
Does search work, or is that a slowly fine-tuned gathering information?
It's more slowly fine-tuned, yeah. It's not...
I have absolutely nothing for perception.
No, me neither, so 1d6 concentration it is.
Oh,
2.
Pat, can I use people and places? Since I know what things are supposed to be there, can I see the changes of what looks out of place?
You know what, in this situation I'll allow it. It doesn't really fit, but it's not a difficult roll anyway, so...
Oh, 1d6!
Right, it's just
So
one distance, so you need to beat 3.
Yes, 6.
Fail.
Okay, I also have nothing on the awareness front. So I'm on to straight D6. Oh, I got a 6 though.
All right then, Wilson. As you look out of the car, and Mark, as you look into the rearview mirror, you see something that looks like a kind of a bat and a fungoid thing, about 2 meters off the ground, is chasing your car down the road.
It's behind us! Drive faster! I'm telling you, drive faster!
Okay, I'm going to start driving faster.
Okay. I'm going to make this an opposed roll. It's chasing you. It is going to use its ability of speed, wings, and traverse space, which gives it a... Oh, sorry. I don't know if it can actually do that. 1 second. Traverse space,
I'm not in
wings...
space.
Yes, it can. That's 2 statics and 1 dynamic, and it has enough to do that. So,
Am I in this car? Or
give me 1
I'd
moment.
rather be treating some rich fat woman that thinks she has a heart attack, but it's actually just gas or something.
So that's 3d6 plus 4. So we'll get to you just in 1 moment, Renner. I'll just...
Fair enough. Good.
We might crack through your door though, in a moment.
Yeah, it's something like that. So I'll turn off the counter because we'll put in the counter. And... What? That should be 3d6. Sorry. 3d6 plus 4. It got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does anyone... So you've got to beat 10 on some kind of escaping driving roll.
Okay, I have nothing for escaping in a car. So
Well, the car obviously gives you a straight plus 1 anyway because it's an object. It's a mundane item, isn't it? A car. I can't unless you've got character points in your car.
yeah, that will be. Well, the car plus concentration, I guess. 7.
Okay. Does anyone want to help him out? I don't know how you can really, but if anyone has any encouraging skills. Okay. As you crest the corner, the thing is sailing right after you. Right round.
Pat, in my mundane equipment, I have an Elder Sigil. I'm not entirely sure how I ended up with it as a character. I think I got it with my book, didn't I, or something along those lines.
Came with, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try and use it in the similar way to, well, basically a cross against a vampire, because, you know...
Okay, you are going to use your Elder Sigil in a similar way to a cross against a vampire. I will just have to see if it's got anything that can resist. It is going to use... No, it has no resistance, so it's going to just concentrate on not getting scared off by your cross or your Elder Sigil, and you can use it. Do you want to combine anything with that? I think you've got a cult, haven't you?
I've got a cold, and I've also got Summon Bind Entity. Is that going to help, or is that more...
Well, you could attempt to bind it if you want to.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm quite there yet on sort of... you know, I want to get rid of it, not sort of like keep it close.
Yeah.
The Sigil Occultist... I'm self because I really want this to work.
Okay.
No, oh, hang on, I've got a cultist and a cult, so actually I can bung both of those in. So I'm going to be on 3 dice.
You need to be 1.
Oh, right. Okay, I've done that. How well did I do it? Reasonably averagely.
Yeah. It seems surprised. It almost you can't tell because it's it's alien, it's unknowable, you don't know its emotions, but it seems genuinely wavered by what you've done and kind of disappears almost in the same way that the first one appeared when you wave your Elder Sigil at it.
You know, I have to be honest, I didn't think that would work.
Well, whatever you did worked fine. Have you got another one of those?
No. Look, it's not behind. Let's go somewhere. Someone close. Let's go and hide up. Yeah, find somewhere close.
There's a hospital just around the corner.
I haven't got my damn character. Did we get hurt last time? I didn't make any note.
No, we didn't.
No.
We just essentially traded potential, and we took a couple lumps out of the one we were attacking, but...
yeah, you hurt it. It didn't hurt you. Well, it was going to.
I ran away.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a hospital just around the corner. We could probably hide amongst all the people there.
Your character's a doctor, isn't he, Rona?
That's correct, and I can prescribe mind-calming drugs.
You are standing outside the hospital when,
Oh,
looking
very
down the
well.
street, you see a car barreling around the corner at an unhealthy speed, pursued by something indistinct that you can't quite make out. And then it starts to slow and drives up to the front of the hospital.
All right. Mm.
Okay, I'm going to park up and kind of turn around to the others and go, the hell was that? Was that what was in the uni?
That was what was in the uni there. That was what was there that interfered with us trying to save that poor machine from its unfortunate fate.
What? So that poor machine? You mean that thing we saw, like the cylinder with that was talking?
Yeah, that was someone's brain.
What?
Yeah,
There was a man in the box.
a brain of a man in the box.
That
It
makes
appears
sense.
the eldritch knowledge of those creatures that were following us is an ability to resurrect the dead.
What does Eldritch mean?
Okay. Rene, you spot this.
Are they talking inside the car still, or am I hearing this?
Are you inside the car? Yeah,
in
very
the car,
loud.
very loud. Anyone could probably.
And you also recognize that one of the people in the car, in fact, actually let's see if we can't put together some kind of pool for your knowledge of current events.
Right.
So if you could make a current events roll, it'd be 2d6 resistance, just to see recognize Aurora Valentine from her recent journalistic success.
Oh, I see. Was she involved in anything doing with magician stuff or science-related
Science
stuff?
She recently ousted exposed an organ smuggling and reanimation ring.
Well. Okay, then I believe I could use technically my doctor, my medicine, my science, something like that. So 3d6, I guess, plus 3d6 plus 1. All right, let's see here.
You got to beat 4, so all you need is anything
I
other than
think I
1.
will do it automatically. Oh, not automatically. I have one chance there. All right, that beats a 4.
Okay. You recognize Aurora Valentine as the person in the front seat, who you've recently read some of her articles in the newspaper ousting scientists. You also recognize the person in the back seat. But just as a general sort of thing is, you recognize him from some of the lectures the guest lectures you ran at the university. He was always in the front seat, being very attentive, but also kind of clucking at you like he knew it all.
Well, I dislike him already.
I'm used to that.
All right, so that now I don't think I have to prescribe heavy doses of barbiturates or something like that. Might have some sanity.
Yeah. Can the good doctor see what it is? Basically, is it still following us?
No, it's gone now.
Okay. So we basically come to a halt outside the hospital.
Yes.
This thing no longer following us. Okay.
It seemed like there was a large bat or something behind you there. Or bird, I guess.
Yeah, that was more than a bat, good sir. I mean, sorry, I should forget my manners. I introduce myself. Aurora Valentine, journalist for the, what's the name of the city we're in?
Arkham.
Journalist for the Arkham Times.
Indeed, Dr. Kent Brentley, and I've read your columns.
Oh, it's good to see that my work is getting read, and particularly as notable and important as doctors yourselves. Particularly, actually, while I have you here, could you answer a couple of questions for a piece I'm currently running from?
Running or running from?
Running from.
Oh, well,
How long could you say a brain could survive outside of a human body?
oh, well, just in the air or on a plate or...
In some kind of vat.
Oh, depends on what's in the vat. I guess if there's fresh blood in the vat, it could... having some personal experience... I mean, quite a while, actually.
Ah, okay, it sounds like I bumped into exactly the man I need to be talking like. Run for your life. Yeah,
I think
so,
I'll just go...
essentially...
Why don't you
or
come into the
off.
hospital? We can discuss your issue further.
Yep, that sounds like a perfectly good idea. Being indoors, surrounded by people who don't know what's going on, sounds perfectly sane-worthy. Do you have an office in the, in the middle of the building, not near any exits or windows?
I would hope well, since I'm only a 1-die-6 doctor, I might have an inner office area without windows.
Yeah, you have an office. You can. Yeah. It's quite high up. Nothing would be able to get in.
Nothing that flies, right? Right. Well, I don't know if I have windows or not. I'll leave that up to the GM, but yes, I have an office.
You have a small window.
Ah, all right.
This looks dangerous.
Okay. I'm going to, okay, sort of stake him out of the car. Before I get out of the car, I'm going to take the time to reload my revolver. I was sort of like just tip out the shells quite obviously and then clatter on the floor. When I noticed the doctor looking at us, I was sort of pause and then just, oh fuck it, stick some more shells in.
Do I see this elder sigil thing in the car or not?
I'm not sure. It's not clear what I've got it on or what it is.
It's like a little clay plate. You can hold it in your hand.
Oh,
Is it a subscription?
You probably pocketed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay. Out of interest, actually no, I'll do it in character. What's your character's name? Is it Wilson? Wilson, what was that little clay thing you showed that monster when you made it to give up the pursuit of us?
It's something I found a while ago, and I'm not entirely sure what it is, but my book suggests it's connected to strange things. It's all really I know, I have to confess. But it was a Hail Mary pass, and it worked. So we're going to try that one again, I think.
Yeah, I do wonder what it is about if it's whether the symbol, the tablet, or is it something we could maybe engrave on the side of your revolver?
Oh, there's an idea. Yes, we will have to do some research on this. Though I'm loath to go looking for those things to test the ideas.
I think they'll be coming to us, and I think it's going to be quite the practical experiment.
Do you still need me? And
Oh,
should
yes.
we be calling the cops if someone's been killed and there's a brain in a jar at the university?
No, I think the brain may have been willingly donated, or at least, well, let me put it this way, my good friend Jack. If you phoned the police about now and told them what you'd just seen, what do you think our good friends in the constabulary would go about doing?
They'd probably arrest me for being drunk.
Yeah, most likely. And I, unlike you, have a reputation to protect.
Yeah, Jack, we definitely need you. That thing attacked us, and look at me and Aurora. We're not, we're not people of the streets like yourself who knows how to look after yourself. So I would like you to come with us very much.
Okay then, I'll come with you.
And the doctor's kind of pondering that one. See, here's a guy with a shotgun and he doesn't know how to protect himself.
He's got a shotgun, he just doesn't know how to use it.
Is he actually trying to bring the shotgun into the hospital?
It's a revolver, so once I've reloaded it, I'll drop it into my pocket.
Oh, it's a revolver. All right. Well, I'm familiar with revolvers, so well enough. It's the new carry law, I guess.
It's a hospital in a dangerous part of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aurora asks, Dr. Brantley if he recognises the symbol or not.
The sigil or
Yeah,
The sigil, yeah.
I'll get it. I'll show it.
You'll need to make an occult knowledge roll, maybe history as well. Let me just check
I
your
have
sheet.
fringe science.
Fringe
And
science may not be exactly what we're looking for. Just
right, okay. And science probably wouldn't suffice in its own right, so magician stuff, probably not. Okay, so just a 1d6?
Yeah, you can concentrate if you like. Yeah, that will be. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because you haven't got any in humanity, so yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, it's an interesting question whether something to think about to put in the books, whether characters start with any knowledge of the thing, so with any chance at all of having seen these symbols.
That's kind of what the thing is for. You tend to find, if you actually read Lovecraft stories, that their protagonists know what they're looking at. Like, they don't go, oh, I knew that thing was a Migo. But they'll go, oh, it reminded me of an old story I'd heard about a thing called a Migo. They always seem to know. So I think if we're going by that structure, then yeah.
Well, then I have, since mythos lore is one of the advantages I can take as fringe scientists, can I use fringe scientist as to boost the
I
roll?
would say that study of extraterrestrials is a fringe science, so yes, you can use fringe science.
All right. So then 2d6, and I don't think I can't apply the science. It would have to be the mythos specifically, so I think we'll stick with just that.
Resistance of 3, so you need to beat. Oh, that was quite a good roll. You need to beat a 12.
That was, for some reason, 3 dice popped up. Was that my roll? 6, 2, 4? Oh, okay. Fair enough.
That's the resistance.
Oh, well. Okay. Nope. Doesn't look familiar. Maybe Babylonian? I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Could be a trivet tray.
Yeah. So we're currently weaving our way through the hospital, heading for Dr. Brantley's office.
Yes.
Yeah, and on the way I'm going to ask them, are they thinking whatever they're worried about chasing them is coming for them right now? Because we can use perhaps one of my good doctor colleagues' offices vacant. Maybe we'll just use his office. It's less messy.
Yeah, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning we were doing this, so I suspect, the hospital will be fairly quiet.
Good.
Not going anywhere with the window, then.
All right. Dr. Nastrom's office. He's a pretty conventional man. So.
That's
That sounds fine.
Dr. Nastrom's office is indeed empty, and as is the style of the time, is unlocked, so you can enter quite freely. And
great.
Well, you'd have a master key anyway, I'd imagine. So.
Yeah, maybe not to his office, but.
Anyway,
then again, I am a magician, so I
somebody
might be able to pick that lock.
Okay. Well, as we sort of get settled down and sort of, I'll sort of a quick root through his desk drawers to see whether he's got a bottle of whiskey or something useful stowed there.
That's 1d6 resistance roll 2, so you need to beat a 2 to find one. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're just doing it narratively, aren't you?
Yeah.
It is the height of prohibition, but you know how it is. It's one rule for the rich and another rule for everyone else. There is a small bottle of bootleg hooch.
I'll take a large draft and then offer it around.
Yeah, I'll take some hooch.
Oh, well. Okay.
I'll decline. I have ether in my office.
Okay, let me just run through events because I just want to get them straight in my head. The machine turned out to have a brain inside of it, and Aurora, you persuaded it to commit suicide. Then a strange bat fungus thing turned up and was impervious to our bullets and chased us down the street. Does anyone really know what's happening here?
No, I was kind of hoping you'd be able to tell me that. And do you know
Well,
what it was?
The best guess I've got is that something otherworldly was helping the strange. Pat, what was the name of the doctor, the professor?
You sneaky mummy. I don't remember, and I think my notes have been destroyed from that session. Give me a second. I'll see if I can
Just
find.
think of a different name. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Professor.
It was Hamish. John Hamish. That was it. Got it written.
Yeah.
Professor Jennings. Sorry.
Whatever Professor Hamish. Yeah. Whatever Professor Hamish is up to is clearly just wrong and sinister and even darker than that strange man who was cutting up brains.
Because John Hamish was sidekick, who was the guy who.
Yeah, I must dispute. I have to say that one brain in a machine and a strange fungi bat is not as bad as a house full of dismembered corpses. To be honest, I think things are improving.
I would say though that the house full of dismembered corpses, we at least knew what the man was trying to do. Whereas here, we simply keep finding mystery upon mystery.
There was that strange writing and diagram we found.
Yeah.
Did we steal that? I'm pretty sure we stole it.
Yeah, you did steal it. Yeah. In fact.
Yeah. All right. In that case, I fish it out of my bag and lay it out on the doctor's desk who we're borrowing. For everyone to have a look at.
Yeah, I think I already had made an attempt to decipher it and failed. So I was sort of. Anybody any ideas?
It's a blueprint. It's a blueprint, a very, very complex mechanical blueprint, which is written in a language which you think was an antiquarian language when the Romans were still around. If anybody wants to make another attempt to crack it or translate it, then please feel free.
I don't want to make a roll for that, but it might be reasonable to make a roll on my knowledge of the doctor. What was it, Haysham? Or something of that nature?
It's Professor Jennings.
Oh, Jennings. Being a fringe scientist and a doctor and so forth, I might have met with him or discussed odd things with him.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Raina.
All right.
Let's have a think. I'm trying to think what we're going to do. Let's have a look.
Jack, I don't suppose you've got any ancient languages or knowledge of mechanical things, do you?
Me? No, I think differently, but nothing with languages or mechanics. More medical and science.
Well, part of this machine seems to be about keeping a brain alive. So there's a half-decent chance that medicine
I
might
have a
come
broad
in.
understanding of science and fringe science, and think differently. Perhaps, I don't know if I can combine those three together. And medicine, that would be medicine, I guess.
Yeah, well, given it's got a biological component, I would say those four would work quite well together.
Yeah, you can make that roll. The resistance is quite high on that, though. It's still 3d6, so...
All right. So I'll go for that roll.
Well, I got.
You got a low one, all right.
Yeah,
So I was a 46, and science is a +1, and think differently. It was a +1, so +2 on that one. Oh, I didn't. I think I had my counter set on a previous roll by accident. All right. So boom. Okay. It's a little hard to see with this dice rolling thing what you rolled. It sort of has a lot of dice on the screen.
So,
Yeah, I'm not actually seeing your dice on the dice screen.
Seeing yours.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
No, it's odd, yeah, because we're seeing ours, but I didn't think
Yeah, I've
that.
seen yours, and I accepted it, and hold on, let me clear this thing. It rolled pretty
Got
decently,
dice
but
on your table. Just roll those, Raina.
yeah, oops. They're somewhere. Well, I can see the rolls on the my screen, so
Yeah,
it
just
doesn't
read them
show
out
me that.
first.
Just, yeah,
All right.
just the-
I much have rather gone with the previous roll that had some sixes in it. This one has a 1, 4, 3, 1, so 11.
yeah,
With the,
it's enough. It is written in a language you don't quite understand it, but you can recognise it from other languages with a similar root source. And
actually, I think I was rolling for the brain apparatus kind of stuff, wasn't I? Or was I rolling for this? Because this was...
The blueprints of the blade. We think it's
Oh,
blueprints
okay,
of the
sorry.
brain
All right.
apparatus.
Very good. Okay.
yeah, and medical jargon is kind of similar in a lot of languages.
Right.
It looks like it is made. It looks like it's basically a very complex diagram, which you can't figure out its entire purpose, but it looks like its purpose is to give a disembodied brain the ability to speak or to like see or hear. It is about the blueprint is for the external apparatus. It doesn't describe how the cylinder works or how the cylinder has been built. That is why the cylinder is a blank space on the thingy. It does, however, contain the name of its designer, which is a Professor John Werner, with thanks to my student Jeffrey Jennings. So.
Okay. I convey that information.
Does
Looks
this
like
name
something
mean anything
in my
to
own
anyone?
laboratory.
Sorry, could you repeat that, Chris? You went into Pidgin English for a second there.
Sorry, did these names mean anything to anybody?
You can make a roll to. Well, obviously Jennings was the name of the professor who claimed to have invented it.
Did not.
Yeah, student. Yeah, this is mathematics. Yeah, basically I'm down to a D6.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really help
my
with
dice stream. There we go.
You can, Jay. You can use your journalistic stuff because well, I'll explain if you get it. What did you get? 6. Right. Dice resistance.
Okay,
So I
journalist.
guess I can make a fairly strong roll because I can use again the doctor, medicine, science.
Jay can specifically do it because some of his recent studies would have moved this thing, but yes, you can also because you've got medical sciences.
All right.
He got 4. Well, the resistance is 4 now. So Chris,
Right,
you got
what
it.
are we trying to do, Pat? You broke up a little bit.
I believe Chris was saying he was trying to work out the identity of Dr. John Werner, was it?
Yeah. I just wondered, does the name mean anything to us? Have we heard of this person before?
Yeah.
Okay, where did we come across the name?
It was on the blueprint.
Okay, grand. All right. Yeah, I've just got 1d6 worth of journalism, I'm afraid. Unless I really actually go out down to the street and spend time doing and gather information, I can't really put much more together than that.
I rolled a 15 for my attempt.
Oh, 6.
Okay. You all kind of know that there was a Professor John Werner who taught at the University of Ingolstadt in Germany, and you know this because the doctor who was cutting up people in the basement was a student.
Now there's a coincidence.
So that means we have a common denominator between all this depravity, Dr. John Werner.
Alright, so what do you want to do? Want to go talk to him?
We probably should, because he's either in on this in some way, shape, or form, or may know more about how we should stop it. Because while I was able to convince the brain in the machine that it didn't want to help and it should die, that doesn't mean it was relying on us for pulling the plug. So I do not doubt the creature that was following us and the erstwhile Professor Jennings have probably repaired the damage we've already done.
Well,
We
I
need
think,
more information if we're going to try and put a permanent stop to whatever unpleasantness is going on in that lab.
I think what we should do is, yeah, I think the lab is the immediate problem. I think maybe in the morning, when there's other people around, we should go and pay the professor a visit and see what he has to say for himself.
Is this Professor when he's actually in town?
No, oh, sorry, I meant Professor Jennings, the local professor. Yeah, the
The
major.
man who runs the machine.
Yeah.
He might have skipped town by now. I mean, we can go maybe go and have a look at his house now.
Now there's an idea.
That
He
is
might
quite a
have
good
run
idea.
by now.
Actually.
Might have run in the
Dr.
morning.
Bradley,
I know it depends on how criminal you want to be about this.
given that there's giant batwing creatures chasing us, I'm in less of the mood for subtlety. Dr. Bradley, when does your shift finish?
Well, let's see.
Probably about half an hour ago, given you were outside having a cigarette.
Yeah, you're off duty now.
Some nurse is doing the brain surgery now.
Well, wasn't he a pediatric doctor?
All right,
I'd be
fair
very
enough.
interested in seeing this doctor and looking at his apparatus, so I'd be happy to come along with you on your unusual mission.
That sounds good. Your medical expertise will be well worthwhile. Do we have a phone book in this office?
Certainly, probably by the phone there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Second question, Pat. Do
Yeah.
they have phone books in 1920s America?
They don't. You need an operator.
Mm.
All right.
And
That
you
went the
wouldn't
man's breath
have a
out
phone in
there.
your office. I don't think. You certainly wouldn't have one connected to an outside line. You'd be able to call within the thing, but you'd have to go down to the reception, to the secretary, and ask them if they could put you through to an operator, and then you'd have to know who you were calling, basically.
All right. What time of day is it, Pat?
Well, it was. You decided you were going to go in during the night, and you've been arguing in a room for about maybe half an hour, so it's night time.
Well, I think if we can get find an outside line, get an operator, get an address, and get ourselves over to Professor Jennings' house, because I think it's going to be very interesting to see what he's got there.
Yep. Okay. In that case, I pick the phone up.
I probably should make the call, I would think, since I'm staff.
Yeah, true enough. Aurora hands you the phone. Just once you get through the operator, give it back to me.
All right. So tell the operator to connect the call and whatnot and hand it back.
Hello, ma'am? Because it would have been a woman, wouldn't it, this era?
Operator, may I help you?
Yeah, I was wondering, my good woman, if you could give me the address of a Dr. Jennings, and I give the guy's full name.
Okay. Oh, certainly, sir. Certainly, ma'am. She gives you an address on. I've got my map of Arkham here. I'll find an address for you. Give me a second. Some street somewhere.
I love the fact that it's such an innocent aid that I didn't have to make a persuade roll for it to divulge fundamentally secret information.
Oh, by the way, what's your social security number? Yeah.
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 Data
West
protection. What's
Street.
that?
There we are. He lives on West Street.
Okay, fair enough.
Other side of the river.
Right. Thank you very much, ma'am. You have a good evening now, and hopefully the crank callers aren't too creepy this evening.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and
Well, there was a small bell there.
I put the phone down with a flourish, because I can, and says, okay, we have a destination. West Street on the far side of the river.
Okay.
I think I'll take my car, follow them, I guess.
Well, you can leave your car here. We just use ours. That way, your car is less likely to become hideously damaged by alien species.
All right. Sounds fair.
As you are heading through the lobby, you notice there are two quite large men in ill-fitting tweed suits sitting at one side who, as you cross the threshold, sort of stand up and start walking kind of purposefully. Not exactly in your direction, but certainly towards the doors if they're going to intersect with your path.
Okay. Are there any other doors out of the building?
There are, there'd be rear exits and the morgue, where they bring in the bodies and take them out.
Okay, I'm going to go for the direct approach. I intercept them first.
Okay.
Hello, good gentlemen. Please excuse me. You look like you're about to walk in our way.
They look around, kind of note the receptionist and the other sort of patients who are sitting around. One of them just kind of looks at you, gives a very rude, gives a kind of grunt, and just they kind of head out of the door looking kind of mollified.
Never underestimate the power of a short, angry one.
Okay. I'm going to go first through the door of our lot and see if they attack me instead.
Okay, when you go out of the door, you can see them. They've gone a little bit way down the building and are kind of standing with a forced nonchalance, like kind of leaning against the wall. One of them's having a cigarette.
Alright, so as we get into the car, I wave to them. And say to Jack, they're probably going to try and follow us. How quickly can you get us lost in New York, in Westfield?
How quickly can you get us lost in It's the next state.
Also, New York's a great city. You can't get lost there. I'll have a go, man.
People get lost in New York every day, or is it like a missing?
I mean, just a different approach. I mean, if we think they're going to be trouble, why don't we get the drop on them?
You mean run them over?
No, I mean him with a spanner.
We could. I've got a better idea. How about we hit them with a spanner while we're driving past them?
All right, tell you what. Let's just go and see if they follow us.
Yeah.
And then if they follow us, then we hit them with a spanner.
Hit them with
Yes.
spanners, wrenches, and everything else. Okay, I'm going to try and drive off and then see if I can get us around a corner and kind of out of sight so we can lose them fairly quickly. All I've already got for that is people and places.
Okay, well, you can make a driving roll based on your people and places. You don't have like manual dexterity.
6+1. Hot damn.
Well, they only get 1d6 because I didn't give them the ability to drive. Because why would I? And dice stream d6, 1d6. What did you get?
4. Sorry.
Well, that actually beats my 3. So, yeah, you drive off around the corner. You leave them. It's not an immediate thing, but with a bit of careful driving, you kind of leave them in the dust. Like cutting.
You just lose them in the traffic. I was about to lose them in the traffic, but it's what 3 in the morning, so probably not.
There's not a lot of traffic now. It's the 1920s, so cars. There are more people with cars than there ever have been, but yeah, there's not the kind of traffic you see nowadays in a metropolitan kind of area. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's leave the question for who the hell were those guys and go to the professor's house.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So we head for the professor's house.
Yes. Nicely covered there, Jay. Okay. Yes.
We arrive.
House. The end terrace at the end house at the end of the street.
Okay.
Wouldn't have built terraces yet, because none of it had been bombed flat yet. Anyway, yes.
I said, Jack, could you park us, a few houses back so we're not right outside it?
It looks like quite a large townhouse, the kind that a kind of respected university professor might live in.
Fair enough.
I'll park off further around the just around the corner.
All right. None of us have anything relating to an observation skill, from what I can tell.
No.
No. So it's probably not worthwhile us trying to perceive what we can perceive from here. We're probably better off just going in and having a look. Jack, do you reckon we should go in through the front door or the back?
Well, it depends what you want to do. I mean, if you want to walk in and go, "Hi, I'm the person I want to have a chat with you," then we walk into the front door. If you want to sneak into the back and steal his stuff, then we go into the back door.
Given that the man is basically showing himself to be more and a little bit hostile to us, what with his creatures and stuff following us, I'm more inclined towards the back door. But what do the good doctors think?
How do we know it's his creatures?
That's true. They might be he might be theirs.
Yeah. Because what are things more powerful, that man or that thing?
Dr. Brantley, Mr. Wilson, what do you think?
Well, it is kind of early in the morning. I don't think a press meeting is what he would very pleased with at this point. But nor would he be pleased with the backdoor entry. So I cannot say. This is all rather new to me.
Back door. Yeah, let's do the back door.
All right, Jack, lead on. What kind of wall have we got in front of us, Pat?
It's a townhouse, so are you? Oh, I don't actually know how 20s townhouses would have been built. I imagine it would lead out onto the street on the front, and then there might be a kind of a brick wall around the back. That would be my thought.
Okay.
Small yard.
We can just sneak round, I suppose. But yeah, we attempt to get to the back door. What's in our way?
There's a small wall.
A small wall?
Yeah.
How small is a small wall? Because it's about knee height. I can
4
just step
feet
over.
tall. Yeah, about 4 feet.
Okay. Alright, I climb over the wall with my brawn.
Okay. Well, there is a gate. But
I open the gate and walk through it.
Make a roll then, Jay.
Yeah, roll brawn.
Are there any lights on in the house?
Good question.
Everybody make if anyone has a kind of perception-y roll thing.
Concentrating again.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
None of you can see any lights on from here.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to sneak up to the back door, get my lock picks out. But before I do that, I shall quietly try the door handle to see whether it's locked.
The door handle is not locked. And actually, as you open it, you spot that the area around the handle has actually been damaged.
Okay, I shall step back, point and highlight this, particularly to Jack, and sort of gesture him first.
Okay, I'm going to reach into my bag of mechanics tools, get out a bloody great adjustable wrench, and push the door open slowly and edge through.
Okay. The house is a 3-story townhouse, and you've gone in through the back entrance, so you're essentially the wall next to the kitchen. Yeah. Immediately you can smell the smell of gasoline. It's in the air everywhere. The carpet actually squelches slightly underfoot as you move in. You also think you can hear something shuffling upstairs, and you can definitely hear what sounds like some kind of loud banging from the basement.
So,
Okay,
someone's planning to burn the house down. I want to go see who's stuck in the basement.
Yeah, do we want to split? Given that the house might go up in flames any moment, I suggest we split up, find out, grab any survivors and get out as quickly as possible. So I will go upstairs because I don't like basements anymore.
No, you don't.
I'm going to go for the basement.
Okay.
Yep, I'm hefting my searchlight, and I'm going to be going for upstairs with Wilson.
Okay.
I'll be going for the basement where a possible laboratory of interest might be.
Okay. Right. Who to do first? Let's do the basement first. Okay. So, Mark and Renner, you head down. The basement door is locked.
Okay.
I will try to jimmy the lock using some of my smaller mechanics tools and sleight of hand.
It's like Manchester Madness. You need a specific key that's halfway across the world. Okay, you make your roll. It's just a standard. Actually, it is slightly tougher than you'd expect a basement lock to be. So that's 9. You need to beat.
Okay, can I use my deviant? I'm disregarding social constraints by jimmying this door.
Alright, it's cheeky, but that's what this game's about, so...
Bollocks. Hang on, for deadly plus ones. Yes, 9.
9?
Yeah.
That's exactly on. I'm not sure if that's a success.
Sorry, I can't add up.
Okay, no, it isn't.
That'd be 10 with the plus 1, wouldn't it?
Oh, 10, yes, it would be 10 with a plus 1. So yeah, you open the door. Well, you jimmy the lock, and again you can smell gasoline. Down there, it's pitch dark. As you sweep your torch down, you can see what look like specimen tables, lots of jars, specimen jars, and something's moving down in the dark, but you can't quite make it out from here.
I'm going to head down the stairs a
What
little.
do Wilson and Aurora find upstairs?
Okay. Right, you pass through the main kind of hallway into the main area of the house, and it appears that Jennings' hobbies are wide and varied. There are lots of kind of taxidermied heads, bits of anatomical, sketches and things on the walls where normally you might have like art. A lot of stuff about anatomical curiosities. There's a whole stack, a whole wall which seems to be dedicated to preserved and pinned beetles, moths, butterflies, well, insects basically. As you reach the top of the floor, you hear the sound of something sloshing around, and muted conversation through the doors.
Okay, let's flip back to what they're doing downstairs.
Okay. What are you guys doing down in the basement?
Following, not leading.
If I'm leading and not following, I'm going to go down a few steps and then...
Is there a light switch?
Not all the gasoline around.
Yeah, I was going to say there is a light switch, but
I'm going to head down a bit and then whisper, "Hello, I think this house is going to burn down. Can we help?"
You hear a muffled noise in the dark.
Like a talking person, or moving, or a "I'm going to kill you" kind of noise, or what?
Sounds like somebody trying to speak through some kind of muffler.
Okay, I will continue down the stairs and try and find the source of the muffling speaking noise.
Okay, the basement laboratory has been almost totally cleared out. There's a few of the big cylinders, things that you saw at the center of the... Oh, no, neither of you saw it. There are a few large metal cylinders standing empty, a filing cabinet which looks to have been thoroughly ransacked, and a pile of empty gasoline cans on which is sitting a housemaid who's been tied up and gagged.
Okay, I'll go and free it. Doctor, do you want to check her out, see if she's hurt?
I couldn't quite hear that. I was gonna check out the containers and stuff.
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay, the containers are bearing markings in the same language that the blueprints were written in. And then each of them has a name printed on it in English. They don't seem to have any significance to you.
Can I pick one up and carry it with me?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Excellent. Be used in my laboratory soon enough.
What are you doing here, Doctor? Looting. Are you helping at all? No.
Okay, I'm gonna free the housemaid, but tell her to be quiet. I'm here to help her, but she can't scream because someone might hear us.
Okay.
Does she scream?
And I untie the housemaid and take her gag
Yeah,
off.
make a persuasion-y.
The best I can do for that is if you scream, I'm going to hit you with a spanner because I'm.
Well, you can do that. You can. That's one means of persuasion. Be massively intimidating.
Okay, I'm going to be use my giant and my threaten and
Brawn.
my self-confidence.
Traumatized woman.
Threaten the traumatized woman into not screaming any more than she already probably would be. 3, 9, 14, 16.
Okay. Yes, your threat of a good kicking seems to work.
All right, lady. Lady, tell us what's going on here.
The professor came and he had some men with him, and they took the stuff and then they left me here, and some of them stayed, some of them went with the professor.
So the professor, this is Jennings. He's trying to burn down the house, his own house, yeah.
Yes, I imagine so.
What kind of sick bastard would kill you and doing that? All right. Actually, quick question, lady. Do you know what any of this stuff down here is?
Yes, it is the equipment that Jennings' friends bought.
Have you met his friends?
I have. Yes, I had to help them move in. They're very strange people.
Can you describe these friends? How were they strange?
They were very, very tall, very broad men. They wore robes. Their faces were strange. They were impassive, and their skin looked very pale, very waxy.
From what I saw of the thing that flew after us, would that match the description of one of them with his wings folded up, wearing a robe?
Potentially, yes. If it was wearing a waxed mask.
And a mask, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, lady. So, I mean, do you know what these machines were for and what was going on with these?
The professor said they were for his special experiments. He said he was. Sometimes he spoke when he was in his cups, or when he'd made particularly triumphs. He didn't think I was smart enough to understand what he was saying, but he said they were devices for keeping a brain alive after its death. He said he was going to preserve the smartest people, and his friends would help them out.
Perhaps
Okay.
we should go upstairs before the match is struck.
Yeah, I think we should. We need to get this lady out of here.
I will do a while upstairs at this point in time. Okay, so what are you guys doing upstairs?
Listening in by the door.
Yeah, the conversation is not one of high science. It's a conversation of two people who are paid to burn down houses. It's very much
Good
about.
wood,
Sorry.
Good wood, this.
Yeah, that kind of thing. It's hey, this place is gonna go up like a 4th of July.
Blah blah blah. Treasure.
Kind of thing.
Okay. Given that they're clearly the guilty parties, what I want to do is pull the door closed as quietly as possible, and then has it got an internal lock? You know, a lot of doors of that era, even internal, had locks on them.
It doesn't, but there are some like cabinets around that you could potentially move.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, basically, I want to sort of try and trap them, and I do have stealth and silent, which I plan to use.
Okay, make a
And
stealth.
cunning.
Based against their ability to see or hear you. Let me just find out what that is. That's the wrong guy. That's also the wrong guy. Why have I got the wrong guy twice? That's weird. That's better. Sorry. I don't think blade expertise lets you hear things, does it?
No, I've got stealth, silent, and cunning for 3d6 plus 1.
I'm reading the wrong one. They're mooks, aren't they? Because they're guys. So yeah, they just get d6 plus 1. Cool. So they get 5.
Okay, well I get considerably more than 5. In fact, I get 12, 13.
Yeah, they do not hear you shifting a big, heavy cabinet.
It's obviously well carpeted, this place.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to move far. I just need to get it so the door doesn't open.
Exactly. It's just a.
And then I'll sort of turn to Aurora and sort of gesture downstairs.
Well, okay. Actually, do we know if there's anyone else on this floor?
You don't. You just heard these people talking, so there might be somebody else being quite quiet.
Okay. Alright, so they're trapped in there, so there's no immediate time where they're going to set the place on fire. I want to search or quickly check the other rooms.
Okay.
So I've got search twice, so 2d6 plus 2, plus journalist, 3d6 plus 2, to quickly check the other rooms.
Okay.
Good job, I put the plus 2 on that. 7.
Right. You don't really find a lot. You find some very weird like sketches of the machine you saw. Some sketches of the creature you saw, which are actually marked with the word Migo in the professor's handwriting, and in a waste paper basket. Kind of already partly burned, but not beyond recognition. It's not on fire, it's just somebody's tried to set fire to it to destroy it. Is what looks like the remains of a deed.
Okay, I gently fish the deed out, and I also take a photograph of the professor's notes where he mentions the Migo.
Okay. Right.
And with that, I head back downstairs to the main hallway.
Okay, Chris, are you doing anything in the meantime while
No, I'll just keep the barricaded door covered and be ready to leg it downstairs.
Okay. All right. So you guys run downstairs at the same time. Mark and Renner are coming up the stairs to see what you're doing. They have a lady with them. A maid.
There was a couple of.
I've got the lady with me. Raina, have you got one of those cylinders with you?
Yes.
Indeed I do.
All right. I mean, this is the housekeeper. They're going to burn her in the house.
And us.
They were going to what? They were going to do what?
They're going to murder
There's
this.
no end to the depravity of these people. We've
But that's
trapped 2 of them
upstairs.
upstairs. Well,
What's upstairs? What did you see?
I found this deed some kind of document, but I haven't had a chance to really look at it. And I found a note from the professor describing the creatures we saw earlier. He's called them Migo. I don't know if that's his name for them or their name for themselves. So we'll have to hope, and maybe we'll find out some more of that later. But the only thing was also upstairs are two men who are intent on burning this building down. Wilson trapped them in the room they were in.
As he mentions that, you start to hear what sounds like banging on a door upstairs. So someone's just discovered.
I think that might be our cue to leave.
All right. As we go, I'm going to ask the housekeeper if she's seen the creature in the drawing.
On seeing the creature, give me 1 second.
She turns into one.
No, she she actually becomes very afraid, and just says, the only thing she will say after that is, "I thought it was a nightmare."
No, they're real.
No, they're real. Much to all of our disappointments, they're real.
Okay. Are you going out the front door or the back door?
Out the back door.
Okay. As you open the back door, you're greeted with the sight of a familiar-looking, heavily set gentleman in an ill-fitting jacket, who is standing by the back door with his arms folded. And,
Good evening, good sir. Can I interest you in a subscription to the, what's the name of the time we're in?
Arkham.
Good evening, good sir. Can I interest you in a subscription to the Arkham Times? My name's Aura Valentin. Would you be interested in doing an exclusive on why you're trying to build this building down?
They know who you are. He pulls a gun out of his jacket and just points it at you.
Right in front of him.
He's getting a spanner.
He's getting a spanner. He's getting a flashlight first. I'm assuming we're in combat, Pat.
Yes, you are, yeah.
No, it's a happy, cheery day. We're having a tea party.
Are we all...
With a spanner.
Someone's going to get hit with a spanner.
Okay. So you guys nominate who goes first, if I remember correctly?
Well, we work out who's got the initiative. I suppose we're probably really kicking it off, so Jay, I think, is probably the obvious first candidate.
Yeah, because I've literally just come out the door first, and the bloke's right in front of me. I've looked up at him and gone in, you want an interview? At which point, I'm going to flashlight the man and his ghoulies. Chris, do I need a keyword to do a potential attack?
That's a very good question. I think the answer is yes, but I want to check the rules because I do actually like to get these things right.
I think, to do a potential attack, I think you do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise there wouldn't be a point in having a keyword, really.
Is there a generic kind of gangster character anywhere? Because I've just realised I don't really have anything suitable for this guy in my...
Yeah, if you look into Bestiary under human, you could probably... there's, I don't know, a Nazi or something. There's 2 or 3 humans that you might be able to use one of them.
Are they all under human, are they?
Yeah, all under human and the 100 monsters.
Human road warrior, that'll do. Actually, no, it's not far from who.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that would
anyway.
absolutely do, yes, that's fine.
Alright, so I'm going to use my brawn.
Okay.
And my... What was it, amusing to attack him in the nuts or not? Not really. Alright, I'm definitely going to use my brawn and my flashlight to basically try and smash him in the head with it. Are people willing to let me use body language to anticipate which way he's going to dodge?
No. No, that's very Isaac Asimov's foundation. So no, psychology is not a martial art.
Okay. I thought after the meeting we had previously, I was done with the literary references for the evening. But no, I'm playing a Lovecraft game, so I'm going to smack the man in the head for 2d6 plus 2.
Okay, he is going to resist. His free resist is... Right, I'm going to have to change that because his free resist listed here is an MP40. I'm going to say toughness.
Well, or revolver. Revolver would make more sense. Yeah, it's the gun.
I don't quite know how you use a weapon as a free resist.
Well, he's shooting, and as Jay tries to, Aurora tries to smack him in the head, he takes a pot shot. So, that's going to make life harder for Aurora. So,
Wouldn't that cause damage though?
no, resistance never ever does anything.
Yeah, his free resist is his revolver, so he's going to use his revolver, which gets his weapon expertise, and his snapshot, which is static.
Well, that's an opportunity.
Yeah,
Actually, is him shooting.
right. I read that wrong. And he's disciplined, so he gets.
Is he in the same square as his friend?
There's only him.
Oh, okay.
You presume the other one's around somewhere, but you can't see him. So that is 1d6 plus. Right, 2d6 plus 5 plus disciplined is 3d6 plus 7. So.
Pat,
Yep.
I got 5, so don't bother rolling.
Okay.
I think you give a new definition to the word flail.
Yeah, well, did he use a fair chunk of... He used 3 potential in that, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
But take this
Okay, so I'm going to...
free resist.
Yeah, so he used 2 on top of his free resist, didn't he? So I'm going to recoup 2
Yeah, one of those.
and try and hit him again.
He gets his free resist again, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's just going to use his free resist this turn.
Okay.
So that's 1d6 plus 3. He gets 6.
12.
Ooh. Shouldn't have trusted on that. 12. So that's 6 points of damage. You just
Aurora's got a nasty backhand.
see that he loses his discipline.
Okay, and with that, I'm going to use a potential to mosey out of the way and nominate Jack, who has probably been looming behind me with a spanner. There you go, Mark. I've got some
You step aside and Jack just chums out the darkness with this big grin on his face. Spanner time. Okay.
Okay. Brawn. I'm going to use knockdown so I can put him down as well as doing damage to him. How does dirty fighting work? Mundane equipment used in ad hoc weapon counts as 1d6. So if I spend on the dirty fighting, so I'm going to get a 1d6 plus 3 for that, and then my mundane weapon counts as 1d6 as well?
Yes,
what are you
your
using?
spanner is ad hoc weaponry.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
your spanner, without dirty fighting, your spanner would just be 0d6 plus 2. But
Yeah.
with the d6 with the dirty
So
fighting.
brawn, knockdown, dirty fighting, the thing itself, that is a grand total of 4d6 plus 4. No, 46 plus 23, 4, 5, 6. 46 plus 6.
Giant?
Oof. Okay.
Mark, can you add giant?
I want to leave myself with maybe a little bit of potential left over to do something.
He's certainly going to attempt to resist that. He's going to use his weapon expertise. He's going to use his... Can't really use manual dexterity, can you?
Yeah, he's shooting a gun,
He's going to use his manual dexterity. So that's 2d6 plus 4, 3d6 plus 7. And that's it, 3d6 plus 7. So.
And he'll get he's got a dice on the manual on the weapon expertise, doesn't he? So he gets re-rolls.
Chris?
Yes, he does, yes. Thank you.
Yes, Mark?
Don't worry.
We've got to do it properly, otherwise it doesn't work. It's alright, you didn't get a 1 on that dice. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, okay, that's not good. Failing to be able to read numbers now. 4, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. 17.
His revolver's just gone off twice. Is there any kind of roll I can make to check if he's actually lit the gasoline?
With with respect to this, we had a very long discussion last night in a game I was running about the topic of weapons fire setting off gasoline just by the spark. And the answer is pretty much no. If you're thinking about the explosion of the bullet being fired, unless it's actually in contact with the gasoline or its fuels, no. The bullet firing into wood won't generate a spark. Not like if it was hitting tarmac or stone.
No, of course it wouldn't. But it pings off an iron. It's
I mean, just because this is a playtest, it's worth exploring this idea. Because two quick things is, if you want it just to happen by accident and as a sort of narrative thing, I would say that's perfectly acceptable as long as you're not immediately planning to damage the characters with it. If you just want to set the house on fire as a bit of story dressing, brilliant. If you wanted to deliberately set the building on fire with his revolver, you have to set a resistance, and he has to beat it in order to sort of deliberately do it.
Okay.
It would also have to be something that he did on his turn, rather than a result of his action to one of our attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mark, I believe you got 17.
Yeah, Mark.
17.
Oh, did he? 17?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the resistance was, what, 12?
And you've got 13 on the dice. Does he have any pluses?
13 plus 7, so...
20. Drat.
So that you know then.
Okay. Right.
Alright, you're going to recoup, Mark.
Oh yeah, I'll recoup 2. Ugh.
He's pretty much out of potential. Let the two guys with guns have a go. Just get out of the way.
I think to try. No, I'm going to try him again. Dirty fighting and brawn. So for a 2d6 plus 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
His revolver and his weapon expertise for 2d6 plus 5.
Fight.
He gets 15.
Ouch.
Okay, one more than me. Okay.
I'm the face of you, Jack. I'm paying you good money.
Well, he's rolling a lot of dice. I'm going to stop at that point then and then nominate Wilson.
Right. Well, I'm sort of like still in the house, presumably trying to get out the kitchen amongst all this sort of this gunfight happening on the doorstep. Effectively.
Well, mostly it's a weapon. It's a household implement fight that someone has brought a gun to, which frankly is cheating.
Yeah, I will sort of. Yeah, I'm not confident. I'm a scientist. I'm in a building soaked with gasoline, and I'm considering firing a gun. I don't care what Jay says. I don't think it's a good idea. So I want to get out of the building. Is that going to be sort of? Do I just need to do a mosey, or do I need to barge past him, or anything like that?
I think you can just mosey, considering he's more concerned about the fact that Aurora and Jack are both attacking him right now. He's getting a bit whooped. Yeah. So.
Okay, I'm going to sort of I'm going to mosey out, and then actually I will just be. So I'm going to get myself in a position with my revolver ready. Actually, no, I've still got lots of potential, so I'll mosey out and I will take a shot at him.
We haven't quite written the grappling rules yet, have we? Or have we?
Well, it's just a potential attack, so that's what you really need to make.
Well, I'm just thinking. I know you couldn't. Could you, as a free resist, grab another character and pull them in front of you?
Yeah, not as a free resist, but as a resistance action, if you can justify it. But you would, as a GM, you'd have to balance that with that's a bit more difficult than normal. So you might want to put some dice on to it.
Yeah.
And to my head, the character you were trying to drag would also get a bit of something to say about this as well.
I didn't want to do it right now, but I just wondered. Okay, so he can recoup. Can he recoup now, or does he have to wait for his turn?
No, he has to wait for his turn. So yeah, I'm going to sort of I'll mosey once out, recoup 1 for that, and then I'm going to take a shot at him with my manual dexterity and my revolver for 2d6 plus 1. Now, I am firing into combat, so it would be legitimate for you to give him an extra dice, because I've got to not hit people.
You're going what, with 2d6 plus 1, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he gets his pistol as a 1d6 plus 3. He's only got static left, but I'm going to put that static into his military service so that he knows what to do when someone's shooting at him.
Seems reasonable.
2d6 plus 4, then.
I fire wildly into the sky, I think, on an 8.
Oh, sorry, I'll just roll that. 2d6 plus 4, 6, 7, 8 plus 4. Yeah, so yeah, you miss him.
Okay, and I will recoup one of those as well. So yeah, okay, and I'm going to nominate our good friend, the Doctor.
Doctor? Kind of looking toward the front door, actually. But
Going out the other way.
yeah, I don't have my weapon with me. I figured I would keep that at home, so I wouldn't be have it in my doctor's office. So.
Yeah, I don't think you'd carry it around the hospital.
Yeah, so.
Like God, it's dark place.
And I might not have taken it this first outing anyway with these strange guys, so I don't really have anything to fight with. I think I'll just hang back and try to stay away from any oncoming bullets.
You could help
making sure that no one upstairs is coming down.
You could help the maid out, and sort of like bundle her away.
There's a lot of people stuck in the doorway. Can I actually get past?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can get past. If
All
not,
right.
they'll allow you.
Well, I am a looting empathic doctor, so I will help the maid.
Okay. So your alignment is looting empathic.
Well, part of the
You're going to help
magician and finding some interesting fringe science, I thought was pretty tempting there.
What are you actually doing then? So, just so you know.
I will try to squeeze her. Is she like quite large, or can I push her through the gap out there? You push her through the gap, yeah? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll lead her through the gap. I'll be first. I'll attempt to get past, and if anybody's got a gun pointing at me, I'm going to be ducking.
Okay.
I am swift, so I can move quickly, but then I'm pulling this maid, so that may not be entirely useful.
They all seem a bit preoccupied with each other, to be honest.
All right. So I will make my escape with her towards the car.
Okay, so who are you nominating?
It's got to be the bad guy, because it's the only person left.
Okay.
Yeah, the maid.
Nominate the maid.
She pulls out the Uzi and kills us all.
Yeah. The maid attempts to headbutt the guard, gets a 4. He only has his static left, so he just uses his free resist of a gun for 1d6 plus 3. Yeah, he resists. Fine. Okay, the guards go. So the henchmen's go. Sorry, he clicks the wrong thing and brings up a whole new window. He recoups 2, and then he is going to eeny, meeny, miny, mo. He's going to shoot Mark because Mark's the biggest threat to him at this point in time. So he leans out of the game. So going to use his revolver and his weapon expertise and his military service to get 3d6 plus 3. No, plus 6. Sorry.
Okay, it's probably worth me spending on that. I've got my endurance. Dirty fighting. I was going to keep waving a spanner at him and hope they will distract him from shooting me.
Yeah, having someone
defense.
Sorry?
Chris?
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, having someone trying to smash your head in with a spanner makes it hard to shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, 2d6 plus 5 then. Ten.
He got 11, so
Okay, I'll get shot then.
what do you lose?
I'll lose some of my self-confidence.
Cool. You're not as confident in your ability to. He will nominate you, Mark, since.
Okay, I shall recoup 2. Right, he's got to be out of humanity, out of potential by now.
Completely out of potential, yeah.
It's not the only thing he's out of, because I've been keeping track, and he's fired 6 times.
Or he is also out of bullets, except that he's firing a Lamat revolver, which carries 12. I think the Lamat had gone out of service by this time.
Okay, I'm going to try and hit him again. Dirty fighting and brawn. 2d6 plus 4. 5.
He doesn't have. His free resist was the gun, so he can't. He doesn't even get his free resist.
Finally.
You know these people. You take away the guns, and there's just nothing to do. Okay, so
13 to hit him.
13,
Yes.
7, so that's 14. He's lost his manual dexterity and his toughness. He now only has belief and stubborn.
I believe. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to nominate Wilson again.
Okay, in which case it's going to be shot with a revolver with manual dexterity for 2 dice plus 1 against Mr. Helpless Guy. 10, 11 minus 1 because he gets his basic resistance, so 10 points.
Okay, yeah, you shoot him, and he falls backwards into the house.
Okay, I look at everyone and say, let's get the hell out of here.
Yep. And now you've cleared the way. We head back to the street and head for the car.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to lag behind, so I'm going to let everyone run ahead, and before I leave, I'm going to toss a match into the house.
Okay, fair enough.
Match.
You light a fire, and you all jump into your car. As you do so, you see that the car that the guys were following you in is across the street, and the other henchman is actually he's not actually running for it. He's running around the side of the house to see what's happened to his friend. So you guys
The other
drive
side
on.
of the house, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he can go and deal with his wounded colleague when the house explodes. We are bugging out.
Yes, and as you crest the hill, there's a kind of back down.
Okay, that's 10 o'clock and seems like a very good place to stop.
Yeah. Okay. The
I'm very interested to see what
on
was in that
examination, I'll
jar
just
that
mark
Dr.
that 'cause
Pratt was
that leads us to the next part of the story. Is for a large, like farmer's house in Dunwich.
Is that the deed?
That's the deed, yeah.
Okay, so that's obviously going to be our next port of call is with where for the location of that deed. Cool. All right, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Brilliant.
Right.
Okay. Thank you everybody for playing. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back with further adventures and mayhem and horror probably next week. So
1 point of inhumanity.
1 point.
And I'll say 2 character points for that.
Brilliant. Okay, I'll add those to the character sheets. Okay, thank you very much everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.